This is Jake the Steak's 1867 recipe. And just after the Civil War, when Jake the Steak got on the road and started trailblazing. So get yourself a copy of the first book right now so you kind of have an understanding of the characters that I refer to. 19 of my favorite grilled recipes in the back of the book. However, this one is going to be in the new book. And let's get into it. So the first thing we'll do is we're just going to do our beans, which are going to go on the grill in the last 30 minutes. They're 25 to 30 minutes on the grill, and a little bit of olive oil. Just drizzle it on like that, and then we'll just shut her down. Just shut her down. Bang and bang is done. It'll go on the grill just like that. I'll turn it over a couple times, and then it'll be ready. So all we do on these green beans, we cut them up and cut the ends off, as I've done. Add a little bit of no salt seasoning. When we put the pork loin on, we're going to put it on a spit. In the old days, that would be hand turned, but this is an electronic spit or a rotisserie, and it will turn and turn and turn for 2 hours, 2 to 2.5 hours. We'll start at 4. We'll serve it. We'll be done by 6:15. And like I said, we'll keep that temperature right around 350 degrees, so almost the entire time. In the last 30 minutes, we'll be adding the glaze in. Now, the marinade that this was in, on the Pork Loin Centercut, for the last day, is balsamic. So you use about 6 ounces, 7 ounces of balsamic, 2 shots of Jack Daniels or any kind of bourbon. You can even use rum, but I prefer bourbon for this recipe. And then basically I have taken this, it's dry now, and I've dumped it into here, just like that, out of the marinator. And so now I've got my balsamic in here, and what we're doing is, this is a very special glaze. This is called my Blackberry Cave Glaze. Now, these are real blackberries, and we put 1 cup of blackberries in it. And you want to be careful, because then you're going to basically pulverize these bad boys. Excuse me. I'm going to take this bad boy potato crusher, and you're just real gently going to push down on these bad boys so that they mix in and they're completely pulverized. And then the only other thing you're going to add into that will be a couple ounces of maple syrup, and that's to give it a little zip and zap, a little sweetener, and then 1 more shot of Jack Daniels. Now, with pork or beef, what you want to remember is you want to always slow cook, a piece of pork like this. Pork loin center cut, you could leave it on there probably for 5 hours at 200, 250 degrees. This is a really high-end piece of meat. This is on the Richter scale, about a 10, 10.1, the flavor Richter explosion chart. And it could do serious damage if you don't know what you're getting into. So when you take a bite of this, it's fantastic. And the flavor explosions start going off. So when you bite into it, be careful. At 350 degrees, and turning it down towards the end when we start smoking it with a lot of smoke with the hickory smoke that we'll be using. We dice up about 3 large baked potatoes, 3 cheese scalloped potato recipe, and that's pretty much all you have. A little salt and pepper, a few green onions in it, and that is it. It's a pretty simple recipe, but it is fantastic. A fast, easy, convenient, tasty meal. This goes in for about an hour at 350, and you add a little milk in the bottom of it about 20 minutes into it so that it doesn't burn on the bottom. And that's all you do, and then you pull this bad boy out and let it sit for about 5 or 10 minutes, let it cool off, and you serve it. It's fantastic. I guarantee you're going to like it. Now, this is a great little Central Coast winery, which I have never been to. However, my next door neighbor has, and she brought me back a bottle of the Merlot, which was really nice. I really enjoyed that, and I really like the. This is a Rhone style red. So it's Allure de Robles, and it's just fantastic blend. I just really enjoy it. This is going to go very nicely with pork, with a pork loin center cut. Set it in like a decanter for approximately an hour, let it open up, and before you know it, you'll be having a really great glass of wine. That's going to be going with dinner tonight. We will be grill side here in a couple hours. We'll be talking about what we're doing out there. We're going to be using a hickory chip tonight, a nice hickory chip, and it'll slow smoke for, like I said, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. With that slow smoke, it will come off tender, moist, flavorful, as long as you do pretty much what I say to do, and that is keep that temperature not getting too high. Keep it under 350 degrees, and make sure it's on a spit rotating, and you will be very happy, and you will have plenty of flavor explosions. Marinate often, grill responsibly, chop, sizzle, grill, eat. We're going grill side. Hey, Chew. Hey, boy. We're going to put meat, which has been sitting out now for about a half hour, and it's getting down to room temperature, as they say. Now we're going to put it on the spit. Now, to get it on the spit, we undo it, and I have tied, as you can see here, I have tied butcher's twine to keep it together. Okay, and then we'll just stick it right up through the middle, bring it down. Mess there. Make sure you get it in. And then on the piece, what we want to do is spray a little bit of this on both sides, which I've already done on this one. Keep it from sticking. A little Pam or a little olive oil. And then bring her down. Tighten her down. You might need a pair of pliers to actually get it on good and tight. And then you stick her on the spit, on the motor, just like that. And she's ready to go. So we're going to fire up the grill now, and we are going to cook this thing for about 2.5 hours. So there you have it now. Probably wondering what this is. This is from the parody Planet of the Steaks. A lot of people wrote in and said they enjoyed my little parody there of the Planet of the Steaks. And the steaks have taken over the world. I come back from being in outer space as the commander of the USS Pork Loin, and I come back from outer space, and I think I'm on a different planet because the steaks basically imprisoning the humans. So I can't even imagine that I'm here on Earth. But genetically, we've given these guys brains and intelligence, and that's what this parody was all about. Just a kind of a parody on Planet of the Apes. Hope you enjoyed it. Now we've had this thing on about a half an hour. We got about another 2 hours, just a little less than 2 hours to go. Got my wood chips on, and those are the hickory chips that we're going to use today. And as you can see, I've got my roan. I've got my Rabbit Ridge roan here. That is really a good one. And I'll tell you, for the $5 price range, I can't even believe it's only $5. So we are well into an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. We got about another 30 minutes before this is ready. Okay, so as you can see, I'm putting on the cave glaze now. Generously, it doesn't drip through to the grates because I've got a pan underneath. And actually, the pan heats up, and the cave glaze itself actually becomes part of the smoking process. So the smoke from that goes right back into it, along with my hickory chips, barbecue Joe hickory chips. We are in the DELISH phase. So what we have done is we've applied some of my Blackberry cave glaze, and we are going to go ahead and try it. I'm going to shut this down for a second so that we can cut into it. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Let's try it. Hope you have your flavor goggles on to prevent the flavor explosion from getting into your eyes. Absolutely amazing. Gotta try this. It is that good. Unbelievable. Down it with a little bit of the brown. Come here, Cooper. Cooper gets a little bite too. Sit. Kiss. Oh yeah. He loves it. It's almost ready. We're 10 minutes away. Marinade off. Real response.